Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have yet again something from Jack, Mr. Wolfskin over here. So let's open the box up and see what we got, because this is actually very popular boots from Jack Wolfskin called Jack Wolfskin Downhill. Yes, check this out. Texapore waterproofing, overall excellent comfort. I would say not too heavy for the size and for the protection and for the waterproofing. Of course, waterproof boots usually are heavier than non-waterproof boots. So overall, pretty good. Great reviews on Amazon. Only $100. Well, to be specific, $103, which is, I think, excellent price for everything that you're getting. So overall, if you're looking at this and you just don't want to watch the 10 minutes of your life you don't want to spend on this review, it's okay. I understand. This is a good boot. Go ahead and get them. The link is in the description below for Amazon, that is. But if you don't care about the 10 minutes of your life and you really want to learn more about this boot, stick around, because this is not any kind of regular review. No, this is a very special kind of review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. Think about the situation, right? You are going out. You're going out to a country bar to find yourself a country girl. And these are the boots that you decided to put on. I would say probably a little bit of a bad choice of the design, but if something bad happened in that country bar and you had to take your date from that bar and put her in your pickup truck and then drive for miles, and then you run out of gas, and now you had to take your date and walk with her through the woods and maybe fight a bear. Maybe fight, I don't know, crazy people that called you racist because you go to country bars, right? I don't know, something. Just think about any kind of crazy scenario, whatever. You know, in the world that we live in today, it's not so hard to imagine. Would this be good to survive in? Would this help you to protect yourself and save yourself and also save your date? Or would this get you both killed? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. One of the most important ones. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots, all the shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk, again non-stop, no pauses in between. And then I continue wearing it for the rest of the day so that the total wear time is 8 hours. And I know you might end up running longer, you might end up walking longer, you might end up wearing these boots longer if that's your ultimate survival. I mean, you can wear this for a month without even taking them off if that's your survival situation. Who knows, right? But this test allows me to have a fair baseline between everything that I review on this channel, so I can make a fair judgment. So, in the beginning I said these are very comfortable. How well? What are the factors that contribute to the comfort level? Let's start with the first one. It's, of course, the weight. And this is, by the way, size 10. And size 10, as we will find out right now, is 20.8. Now, if you watched any of my other reviews, you know that I always say that the gold standard for good lightweight boot is 20 ounce. The lighter than 20 ounce you find, better for you, because it's going to be more comfortable. You will be able to run longer. You're going to be able to walk for more without getting fatigued from the weight. The more over 20 ounce it is, now you get into that heavier territory, right? 20.8, it's pretty much right there on that golden middle. And I think that is great for this size of the boot, because you have a full shaft, you have plenty of protection, you have waterproofing, you have look at this massive outsole, right? So you have all of that protection. So if you prefer protection, this is excellent. Jack Wolfskin, they are here on point. Keep in mind this is size 10, so if you're getting size 9, obviously it will be a little bit lighter. All right, so that's really good weight. Now, another thing that contributes to the comfort level is the flexibility of the outsole. And let's check it out here. Wow, look at that. Look, did you expect this much of the flexibility from this boot? Right, I mean, this is unbelievable. I don't think I've seen anything this flexible in this sort of size and this massive of the outsole. That is very impressive. So you can run properly in these boots without any problems. And when I say run properly, I mean not putting stress on your heels, not putting stress on your ankles, and consequently on your knees. All right, let me take out the inner sole now, because that's another thing that contributes to the comfort level, and I wanted to show it to you so that you know what it looks like, because it's basic, but it's pretty good. As you can see, there's a heel bed. It's a little bit flimsy. I wouldn't say a huge deal, but it does have a heel bed. It does have a little bit of arch support, and it's foamy. It's not jelly, so it doesn't have a lot of impact protection. Honestly, if you're going with this boot, I would probably recommend you, if you want to use this as your full-time hiking boot or whatever you're planning it to use, or maybe you go to country clubs in this kind of country bars in this sort of boots. So get yourself a little bit more comfortable inner sole, and I mean, this will dramatically increase the comfort level. But this original one is not bad, and not bad at all. Now, moving on to the padding, we have the padding in the tongue, we have padding. By the way, these are made in Cambodia, which is pretty cool. The shaft, nice, very nicely padded. I mean, excellent job there, Jack Wolfskin. And then throughout the whole boot, you do have padding, except at the very, very front of the toe box, which is I see pretty much in every boot. So make sure to get it in the right size, but we will talk about the sizing later. So overall, on the comfort level, excellent job, Jack Wolfskin. Let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Yes, these are waterproof. Texapore waterproofing, it's, in my experience, it was just as good as Gore-Tex, although I don't want to start a debate. Please don't hold me accountable to this. I do hike quite a lot, but not as often as some people do. So somebody who's more experienced with Gore-Tex might disagree completely. But Texapore, in my experiences, have been pretty good so far. Speaking of the waterproofing, I wanted to point out gustening, which one thing I would say here, Jack Wolfskin messed up big time. How could you guys mess up this bad? Okay, let me show you what I mean. So, you have a full size shaft, right? The lowest point of the shaft here is more than 5.5 inches, almost 6 inches, full size shaft, right? Wow, pretty good. But then we go to the gustening of the tongue, and it is only about 4.5 inches. So from 6 inches to 4.5 inches, why? Please, someone explain me. Why did you guys do this, Jack Wolfskin? Why? Why did you waste the whole inch and a half of the length of the shaft on the waterproofing clearance? It makes absolutely no sense at all. So you could have had a whole inch and a half more of the waterproofing, but you don't, because somebody at Jack Wolfskin thought that was a good idea. Anyway, still not bad. It's waterproof. You still have 4.5 inches clearance of waterproofing, but it could have been better. And literally, it could have been better by literally raising the gustening about an inch higher. That's it. Stupid, but whatever. Okay. I'm not a manufacturer of the boots, so whatever. Let's talk about the protection. We have our reinforced toe. I mean, reinforced by this tougher fabric. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a composite toe or anything like that. You drop anything on the toe, you're gonna feel it. Okay, but you do have a little bit of reinforcement here. Obviously, you have your padding in the shaft for protection, and you have reinforced heel here, and obviously you have all this massive outsole and midsole for protection from the bottom. But we'll talk about the midsole and outsole later. Let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and design features. So quality-wise, Jack Wolfskin, so far they have been pretty good. I love them. Their boots, they know what they're doing. I reviewed once I reviewed their first boot, I thought, okay, you know what? I need to really get on this brand because it's seriously good stuff. And judging by the reviews, like I said, Amazon link is in the description below. Check it out. There's over 300 reviews and almost 5 stars. So people do like these boots quite a lot. Now, design feature-wise, I talk about the lacing system here. The lace itself is pretty good. It's nice, thick, round strings, pretty good. But the hardware is a little kind of weird. I haven't really seen a hardware like this before. It's, well, 5 pairs is standard fabric hooks, closed hooks, no big deal. But then you have these rings, closed rings at the very top, and they work. Yes, your strings slide through them very easily, but I prefer to have open hooks here, especially for hiking boots. This is good, it's fine, like I said, it works. They easily sliding through strings, but whenever it comes to setting the tension, you want to have kind of different sections for setting the tension here and here. It's important whenever it comes to hiking, because if you're going up the hill or down the hill, you want to be able to regulate the tension here and here. In this boot, you can't really do it because it's pretty much one system. It all blends in. Not a huge big deal, but still something to point out. Let's move on to the criteria number 4 now. Outsole traction and stability. So whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of surfaces, like older asphalt, tarmac, dry sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, concrete, marble tile, rubber, rock wall. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. And this performs great on everything. It's more on the aggressive side, but it's still kind of flat, as you can see, so it doesn't get stuck in the sand, the mud doesn't get in. My only complaint with this outsole is that the very last layer of rubber, this was supposed to be as hard as the rock, but it's actually a little bit on the softer side, as you can see. Yes, you get the flexibility from it, so it's good for the comfort, but it does give you a little bit of wobble. And you notice it whenever you walk down the hill or up the hill, or for example, if you're running, which you're not really going to run a lot in hiking boots, unless you're running away from a bear or something like that, or you're in a survival situation, but still, you do have that wobble from these longer grooves on the side because they, as you can see, they bend because the rubber is so soft. Or even though all of this, I still really appreciate these ridges over here. Finally, I want to see more boots implementing these ridges because these actually do help you to climb. And yes, I know in hiking boots you probably will not climb, but this is not a regular review. This is a review for my Ultimate Survival Boot section. And climbing in survival situations, the ability to climb is very important. Also, I wanted to mention really quickly that these surprisingly, that these handle surprisingly well on marble and tile. They are not advertised as oil or slip resistant, but they are very stable on flat, shiny surfaces. So let's move on to the criteria number 5 now, the temperature. Now, these are not winter boots. They are not insulated. Can you get away in some winter temperatures with these? Absolutely. I mean, this is full size. Just put on some insulated socks. And actually somebody on this channel recommended socks. I forgot what they were. Please, if you know good socks to go with for colder temperatures, please drop the name in the comments below. I really want to check them out. But they are waterproof, so you know you will be fine. They will be slippery on the ice, just like literally everything else that will be slippery on the ice, unless it's the ice boot. But still, keep in mind these are not insulated. For hot temperatures, though, these are very nice and breathable. A little bit on the hotter side, obviously, depending on how hot you go. If it's like 90-95 degrees weather here in Florida, yes, of course it will be pretty hot. But I think overall it is a pretty good balance. Let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. These are true to the size. I don't think I had any problems with Jack Wolfskin whenever it comes to size, but again, I might be wrong. If you are wondering about the sizing of specific boot, try to find it on this channel, and I always mention the sizing in all of my reviews here. Let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So, if this really was your ultimate survival boot in a country bar situation, and then in the woods, in the pickup truck, whatever. Would this be good to survive in? Honestly, I think it's a pretty good option. It's lightweight, the outsole is versatile. Yes, it's a little wobbly, not a really big deal. But overall, you do have really good features, especially if you prefer a full-size boot, full ankle coverage, decent amount of protection. It's not heavy. It's not exactly lightweight either, but balance-wise, whenever it comes to the protection and comfort and weight and proofing, this is pretty good. And that brings me to the very last criterion, which is very important here, is the price. $100 currently on Amazon. I think it's a fantastic price, especially today. I don't know what the hell is going on today. Everything is going up. Freaking gas prices are out of control. The grocery prices are out of control. Bills are freaking ridiculous. So the boots these days I'm buying, they're like the freaking shoe that consists of nothing. You're buying it for $150, $160 and it's complete trash. So getting something for $100 and getting as much as you are getting in this boot in today's economy, it feels really good, you know, to know that somebody can still make a product and not charge you an arm and a leg for the stuff that you are getting. So this is pretty good, and honestly, you know, even with my little complaints here and there, I am still really grateful to Jack Wolfskin for producing this. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this boot? What do you think about this review? If you found this useful, please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting the like button. If you want to support my work even more, please consider joining the membership on this channel. It's only 99 cents a month, but these 99 cents goes really long way because that's the money that I use to get new products and to bring the new reviews to this channel. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.